everyone, welcome to this channel. So in this video I'm going to show you how to make this amazing French bread recipe. So my ingredients are a tablespoon of salt. I have this 2 packet of yeast. I have 1/2 warm water and then 2 cups of warm water. I have 6 to 6.5 cups of flour, and you need an egg white. And of course I have my mixer. So in a bowl, you're going to put your yeast in there with that 1/2 cup of warm water and set it aside. Just mix it and let the yeast rise and set it aside. And then you also mix your salt in your. So with the other 2 cups of warm water, you're going to mix your salt in there, just for your salt to dissolve in the water. So this is it, and then I will dissolve my salt in there, and then so stir it in and dissolve it in there, and then you can begin your baking process. So I'm going to pour this salt water in my mixer, and then I will go from there. So the reason why, you don't need a mixer, but the reason why I normally use a mixer is that my hands get tired when I knead. So if you can actually knead without the mixer, that's fine. So first of all, you're going to add 2 cups of flour into your mixer, and then after the 2nd cup of flour, then you pour your yeast mixture onto your bread mixture. So this is 2 cups of flour, and then after that I'm going to pour my yeast mixture on there. So at this point, if you're still watching, why don't you hit the subscribe button and like this video? So I will add my yeast mixture, and then I will add the rest of the flour, but you need to add it 1 cup at a time, so that it you don't either overly add more flour or add little. It's better to add little than to add more, and then you can't do anything about it. So I will keep kneading, mixing. This mixture was on stir because I kept adding the flour. If you put it on high speed, you're going to get flour all over. So at this point, I had added about 4 cups. So I added 2 already, and I added about 4 cups. So I kept kneading, and then I kept preparing. So I'm going to break my egg. I just need the egg white. You don't need the yolk. And unluckily for me, my yolk broke into the egg. But you just need your egg white. So I got my dough out, and I kept shaping it. If it's sticky, you're going to add a little bit of flour. So you see that when you push it up, it bumps right back. That means that you have kneaded it well. And the reason is to build gluten in there, so that it's going to help your dough rise. The yeast would use that gluten and carbon dioxide to rise. So before I put it in, before I make it rise, I will add a little bit of rub it with a little bit of oil, and I'm going to cover it. And I have this oven feature that bread proofs my bread for me, like my dough for me. So that really helps. It helps the dough rise quickly. So I'm going to put it in the oven that is on bread proof, and I think after an hour, the bread is double its size. But if you don't have this feature, that's fine. You can just leave it on the table, and it's going to just a warm place, and it's going to rise. So after it rises, you're going to punch it and just knead it a little bit, and then you put it back, cover it back for about 30 to 45 minutes for it to double the size again. So the rise is going to be like two times. So the first rise is an hour, and the second rise is like 30 to 45 minutes. And then after that is done, then you can shape your your bread, your dough. So I keep saying bread, it's not bread yet. So on a baking sheet, like on a cookie sheet or baking sheet, the long sheet, I sprinkled a little bit of flour, and later on I sprayed it with some oil. And you divide your dough into two, or like how many you want. I made like 2 big loaves, but I think you can make like 3 or 4 depending on the size you want. But I just made only 2 big loaves. So you flatten it into like a rectangular shape, and then you fold it tightly, like you roll it tightly, and then that's it. Yeah, you're eating your bread, so you don't need to shape it any way or any form, but whatever. But it just has to be this long, rounded shaped bread. So yeah, you just shape it like this, spread it apart, like a rectangular shape, and then like you just fold it tightly. And yeah, so after you're done with all this, so you see that on my pan, I also added a little bit of corn flour. Is it corn flour? Yeah. But it's still fine. Whatever flour you have, just sprinkle it there. We just don't want it to stick at the bottom. So after you're done shaping your bread, you're going to get a knife, and then you're going to cut like some creases. So yeah, so you keep cutting those creases in there, like about 2 inches deep. Doesn't have to be too deep. And then you brush your dough with the egg white, your beaten egg white. You have to beat it very well. So this is how it looks like. I'm going to put it back in the oven to bread proof for about 30 minutes. So this is how it looks after 30 minutes. So you put this back in the oven. You bake at 375 for 40 minutes. So after 20 minutes, you rub it back with your egg whites, and then you put it back in the oven and let it bake for the rest. Thank you for watching. Hope you have a great day.